In 1966, England won the World Cup at Wembley. Bobby Moore lifted the trophy in front of a roaring home crowd. 60,000 people inside the stadium, millions watching around the world. It became one of the most iconic images in football history. But there's a detail almost nobody knew at the time. The trophy in Bobby Moore's hands wasn't the real one. Because 4 months earlier, the actual World Cup trophy had been stolen in one of the strangest heists in sports history. And what makes it even more unbelievable is that it didn't end there. It was stolen again. And the second time, it was gone forever.
To understand how this even happened, you have to go back to March 1966. England is preparing to host the World Cup. The country is buzzing. There's excitement everywhere. This is England's moment on the global stage. So, the Football Association decides to put the Jules Rimet Trophy on public display. Not in a high-security vault. Not under military protection. At a stamp exhibition. Central Hall, Westminster, March 20th, 1966. The most valuable trophy in football sits inside a glass cabinet. There are 6 security guards on duty. At some point during the day, someone walks up to the display case. They remove a padlock. They open the cabinet, and they take the World Cup. No one stops them. No one notices in time. There's no dramatic chase, no immediate suspect. With the World Cup just months away, the situation is becoming embarrassing and dangerous for England's reputation. So behind closed doors, the FA makes a quiet decision. They commission a replica of the trophy, a backup, just in case the original is never found. The public has no idea. For a brief moment, it looks like England might host the World Cup without the World Cup itself. And then, completely out of nowhere, the story changes. 7 days after the theft, a man named David Corbett is walking his dog in South London. The dog's name is Pickles. During the walk, Pickles starts sniffing at something under a hedge, a small package wrapped in newspaper and tied with string. Corbett bends down, opens it, and immediately realizes something is wrong. Inside is a golden figure holding a shallow bowl. Names engraved: Brazil, Uruguay, West Germany. Pickles has just found the missing trophy. Corbett rushes to the nearest police station and places it on the desk. At first, the officer on duty isn't even convinced. Doesn't look very World Cup-y to me. But it is. The World Cup has been recovered. Just like that. Not by detectives, not by intelligence work, but by a dog. Pickles becomes an instant national hero. A silver medal, free dog food for a year, appearances in films. For a while, arguably more famous than the players themselves. David Corbett receives a £5,000 reward. But one mystery remains unsolved. No one is ever officially convicted of stealing the trophy. Years later, investigations suggest a London gangster named Sidney Cougalaire may have been responsible, possibly along with his brother. The reported motive is almost unbelievable. Not money, not politics, just the thrill. He wanted to be the first Englishman to hold the World Cup. And in a strange way, he succeeded. A few months later, the tournament begins. England progresses and reaches the final. Wembley Stadium, July 1966. Bobby Moore steps forward to receive the trophy. He lifts it into the air, and the image becomes immortal. But what the world doesn't know is that something is off. After the trophy was recovered in March, officials made a quiet decision. The original would be kept safe, locked away. The replica, the one created in secret, would be used for public events. That includes the final, that includes the celebrations, that includes the moment Bobby Moore lifts the World Cup. Even the players are unaware. When Nobby Stiles celebrates with the trophy later, he's holding the copy. England's most iconic football moment is built around a replica. Eventually, the real Jules Rimet Trophy is returned to FIFA. used again at the 1970 World Cup in Mexico.
Brazil wins the tournament, securing their third title. Under FIFA rules, that means they keep the trophy permanently. The Jules Rimet Trophy now belongs to Brazil. At this point, the story should be over. But it isn't. Because in December 1983, history repeats itself. The trophy is being kept at the headquarters of the Brazilian Football Confederation in Rio de Janeiro, inside a glass display case. And still, thieves break in and steal it. For the second time, the World Cup trophy disappears. An investigation follows. The police do manage to identify and arrest those involved. But unlike 1966, there is no recovery. Because by the time authorities reach them, the trophy has already been destroyed. Melted down for gold. The original Jules Rimet Trophy, first awarded in 1930, lifted by legends, is gone forever. What we see today as the World Cup trophy is not the original. FIFA introduced a completely new design. Every modern World Cup moment, every celebration you've seen has used that replacement. But the most ironic part of this entire story is what survived. The replica! The fake created in secret in 1966 just in case everything went wrong. That's the one that still exists today, displayed in the National Football Museum in Manchester. You can go and see it. The original trophy is gone, but the version that stood in for it, the one lifted, photographed, celebrated, is still here. And in a strange way, that makes it more than just a copy. It's the version people remember. It's the one that witnessed history. The real trophy was stolen. Twice. And then erased. But the fake became the one that lasted. If you made it this far, you already know what to do. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.